2018 Honda Civic Type R Driver's Notes, Civic Leader. There's no other vehicle very like a hot bring forth. Devotees adore autos like the Volkswagen Golf R and Porsche Santara RS for their blend of common sense and execution. You can be a saint on a byway and still load it down with travelers and basic supplies. For a considerable length of time, most hat libs were taboo to Americans, just available in computer games or the pages of Euro and Japanese motoring magazines. That is less the case any longer. Dissimilar to a portion of the opposition, the Honda Municipal Compose R sends each of the 306 strength and 295 pound-feet of torque from the turbocharged 2.0-liter, assembled appropriate here in the US, to the front wheels. Honda engineers have worked enchantment on the suspension and directing, easing torque steer while sparing a lot of weight versus the all-wheel drive Golf R or Santara RS. It additionally undermines the base MSRP of those two by a noteworthy sum. Relate editorial manager Reese checks, I've been anticipating driving this auto for quite a while. I cherish hot portals, I'm a previous GTI proprietor, and welcome any newcomer to the fragment. Rivalry breeds advancement. I've taken after this auto for quite a long time and stared at each and every one I saw while going by Europe or Asia. I was disillusioned by the Urban C. It's not sufficiently unique and not that greatly improved than the standard city, so I was trusting the Sort R could present appropriate reparations. I was a little stressed over sending all that energy to the front wheels. Regardless, I recollect the directing wheels in the Saab 9-3 and Mazda SP3 kicking and battling your hands, yet that worry appears to no end. Whatever Honda engineers did, it works. Indeed, even in the harsh elements and wet, torque steer was non-existent. The motor feels smooth and solid all through the rev run, if somewhat non-specific. Hondas used to have a specific peaky character. You needed to wring their necks to set each and every horse free. Presently it just feels like each other turbocharged 2.0-liter. In any case, it has Honda's about ideal shifter to help separate it. The ride feels firm, however not shocking. More sidewall would help as the tires seem as though they are simply painted on the wheels. The seats are strong, and I cherish the red upholstery and safety belts, particularly rather than the Aegean blue paint. Truly, the styling is over the top with the wide bumpers and amusingly huge back wing, however it's all piece of the Japanese appeal. Leave moderate and clean styling for the Europeans. I like the auto, however I don't know whether I adore it. Dollar for dollar, I'd spare a pack and run with the Volkswagen Golf GTI. That auto is about flawless and feels much more refined than the municipal kind are. Indeed, it's down on power and yes, not exactly as engaged or sharp, but rather it's a superior general bundle. Truly, however, you can't turn out badly in the portion. There's an auto to suit each sort of purchaser. Relate editorial manager Joe Stockdale, like Reese, I've additionally been holding up to at long last drive this front drive beast for some time, however maybe for marginally extraordinary reasons. I wasn't baffled with the new Community C, observing it to be an exceedingly captivating auto, if to some degree low on control. So I've been needing to know whether the Sort R, with about 100 more pull and pound-feet of torque, and an additional $10,000, is appropriately better. Short answer, certainly. Clearly the power and torque expands make it a considerable measure quicker, yet there are different things about the powertrain that are quite preferable about the Sort R over its slower cousin. The motor itself doesn't experience the ill effects of the hanging revs of the C. When you get off the gas in the Sort R, the tach drops rapidly, taking into consideration speedier, smoother upshifts, and considerably less demanding rev coordinating for downshifts. Allowed, you don't need to physically rev coordinate on the off chance that you need, however should you decide to, it's substantially less demanding. The transmission is a stamped change too, with slicker apparatus changes than in the C. I was likewise awed at how simple the Sort R is to live with and drive ordinary. Torque steer is for all intents and purposes non-existent. Regardless of how hard I punched the gas, the controlling wheel remains straight and quiet. Indeed, even the vigorously supported seats are reasonable. Those reinforcers are genuinely delicate, so regardless of whether the seat is somewhat cozy, it doesn't feel like it's crushing or squeezing. They do make it a touch precarious to get in and out, however. The ride is sincerely agreeable, as well, particularly, obviously, in comfort mode. Indeed, even with the painted-on tires, the auto really gets over knocks without kicking, shivering or bobbing. The ride is on the firm side, yet it's a long way from rebuffing. What's more, the taking care of is well sharp with a quick, exact directing rack and a suspension that keeps the auto very level in corners. So the Sortor is a noteworthy change over the Sea, and well worth taking a gander at on the off chance that you require one of the most smoking hatchbacks available. In any case, I likewise concur with Reese that it isn't important to have a decent execution hatchback. Regardless of whether it's a GTI, a C, or some sort of ST Passage, we're ruined for good deal execution these days.